Max, let's get into a lot of people's favorite segment of the week. The MLB's biggest beefcake.
Biggest beefcake. Speaking of the Padres, okay, I have a very relevant player who is an active player. Okay. Fernando Tatis Jr.
Oh, is that our first active player in this category?
I think so. I want to say yes. Yeah. Active player who last season tested positive for steroids. Okay. We got a full story on this guy. Got everybody. Fernando Tatis Jr. coming into the league. Everybody was psyched about this guy being potentially the next face of baseball. This guy hits the long ball, lots of RBIs. He is so fast. You see how long his legs are? It's like freaky. It's almost freaky. So because of those long legs, his speed is unreal. He steals bags like he is. I don't know how else to explain it. Like he just slips in there. Okay. But this guy cheated. Okay. And it's been proven. On August 12th, 2022, Tatis tested positive for a banned substance called cholesterol. Cholesterol. Okay. Now, what is cholesterol? I never heard of it. I had to look it up myself. Cholesterol is a chlorinated form of testosterone that is usually used to fatten cattle. Okay. Now, first of all, if you are going to the grocery store and you are buying meat that obviously uses hormones and testosterone, and get organic shit, okay, get organic meats, okay,
Please.
you're gonna fatten up like that cattle, all right?
Please.
Yes, okay, that is wrong. Okay, there should not be hormones and fucking steroids being put into the animals and then you eat it. Okay, that goes into your system and then you get fat. That's how it happens. Okay, anyway, but also this cholesterol has apparently been used to enhance athletic ability. Okay, obviously. Okay, it's a steroid. Okay, Tatis claimed he inadvertently took a medication that contained the banned substance to treat a case of ringworm that he had. Second of all, ew.
Rolling around.
Gross, man.
Rolling around with some ringworms.
Where do you even get ringworm? What were you doing? What were you doing? I would like to know that. He didn't tell us where he got it. He just said, "Oh, I had it, so I took this medication, and apparently it had steroids in it."
I'd like to know.
So, quote unquote, by Fernando Tatis Jr. I should have used the resources available to me in order to ensure that no banned substances were in what I took. I failed to do so. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Padres. If anyone remembers last season when the Padres were making the playoffs and everyone was psyched because they traded and spent all this money, they got Juan Soto and everyone was just pumped. Like, look at their team. You're like, oh shit, like these guys are going to win the World Series. The Padres ownership and the players were so pissed off at Fernando Tatis. They cannot believe that he would betray these guys, betray this team after everything that they've done to build a all-star World Series caliber team, and he goes and he cheats. They didn't make the World Series. They did beat the Dodgers, which was surprising in the playoffs, but they didn't have Fernando Tatis. That's a big bat that you don't have on your team anymore. And so also Tatis was bringing up, to just try to help himself out here. Okay. And to say like, oh, I didn't know, he obtained this he obtained the medication. Okay. He obtained the steroid, but they're calling it medication, from the Dominican Republic because they are legal in the Dominican Republic and they don't need a prescription. Okay. So you mean to tell me, okay, by the way, Fernando Tatis is from the Dominican Republic. Fair enough. But you're in America, you have ringworm, and instead of getting a medication to help ringworm here, you go to the Dominican Republic to go get something that is banned. It's stupid. It's bullshit. I think it's all bullshit. I completely agree. So Fernando Tatis, because of this, because they everyone came together. Basically, the MLB came together and said, "This is bullshit." An 80-game suspension that carried over until this season, and something that's kind of funny, when he finally came back, okay, on April 20th, 2023, he was at Wrigley Field playing against the Cubs, my Cubbies. And the Cubs fans in the bleachers, which gets a little rowdy over there, they were all chanting, cheater, cheater, cheater. They're like forming a song out of it. And then you know what Fernando Tatis did? He ended up dancing to it. He was dancing around. So all I have to say to you, Tatis, no shame, no humility on what you did. You know, how about a bow? How about a bow or something?
Just tip of the cap.
Tip of the cap. Said, "I did it. I did it." Maybe like, my bad. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I will say with Tatis, just so we can move on from this, would be that, hey, you know what? He's 23 years old. You learned your lesson. Okay. I still think that if he comes back and he does what he was doing before steroids, this guy could still be an all-star player, could be a big, later on down the road, we can see him as being an MVP, as well as hopefully the Hall of Fame, just because he is very impressive. But so I don't think this instance would stop him from being in the Hall of Fame, just because he's so young. He's so young. A lot of the players that we've named out, they took steroids either in their prime or they took it at the end of their years. So this guy's a little bit different right now. His stats aren't there yet. Okay, he's not hitting 500 home runs yet. Okay, so, but anyway, hey, biggest beefcake of the week, Fernando Tatis Jr. You are a big beefcake because you fucking cheated.